and people became extinct, but the software, that they just kept trying to deliver packages because they could make the packages. I don't know where the material, but the whole supply chain was all automated. So it was a never-ending cycle that ended up being no humans, but just them continually making something, processing it, and delivering it. Making it, processing it, delivering it. That was,
that was it.
That was it. And no more humans. But they were happy because they were executing their code.
There's something interesting here, which is I've done, since we both do video production, there is a lot of interesting things that I just never considered since I live in Columbus, which is not exactly a small town. You forget about what life would be like for someone in the rural areas.
Yeah.
One of the biggest thing is there's so many of these things to where running high-speed internet to rural areas, it's not cost-effective for the cable companies and the providers. But then on another level, we talk about Iron Man.
Oh, God.
They're going to make the military robots. They already have, the first step of that are drones. The military drones are your first step towards that. You have riskless air combat to murder humans.
Yeah.
With a flight drone.
Well, I tell you what, that leads us into...
But think about this. It's funny because, again, we're never really going to get into true politics and debate politics, but the thing that cracks me up about both sides of the political spectrum in the United States have always had this ridiculous notion when they were trying to pump up votes. Again, both sides do this, and they're both wrong, which is they're always like, we're going to bring back jobs. We're going to do this to have jobs. And the thing is, do you know what killed jobs? It's not China and Mexico. In the United States, what killed jobs is automation. The robots on the line at the car factory is what put 80% of the humans out of work.
Welcome to the Sabo Ross experiment. We have liftoff. Woohoo!
So this is the music video?
Yeah, so this is an evolution of our short film.
The AI experiment that you did.
Yeah, so The Chair.
The Chair.
So wrote a song for The Chair and then made a music video with Google's Flow.
So they're brand new AI. Okay.
Yeah, it's a brand new AI. I wanted to learn it. I wanted to give it a whirl. So I was like, well, why not give it a whirl for this since I was already into it? Ended up replacing all the footage from the short film made by a different AI.
Because that was kind of the plan was like, I'm going to repurpose the AI short.
Yeah.
And instead you replaced all the footage.
Replaced all the images, but still used the script.
Still used the script.
The storyline.
There's dust on the floor and salt in the ring. Blood dry brown like it's part of the things. You said just a chair, but the air got thin and the room went still like it was listening. Don't sit down, don't look back. What you wake up won't fade to black. Don't press play, don't rewind. That chair remembers every time. It's scraped on stone, all on its own. And you said it's warm like it had a soul. I saw you change when the footage played. You blinked less and your hands would shake. Don't sit down, don't speak names. Don't ask questions, it plays no games. Don't stay long, don't cross that line. Some things wait, just abide their time. The light went out but nothing died. The cold crept in, then wouldn't hide. The static rolled, the silence cracked, yeah. The whispers came and no one talked back. They brought the gear, they struck the spark, but something else had marked the dark. What's sleeping? Don't look, don't breathe. It knows you now, it sees you now, it's yours now. The chair don't move, but you will. The chair don't move, but you will. Now the room is still, the tape won't play. The salt's been swept, but it chose to stay. No lock, no door can keep it gone. Once it's seen you, you belong.
That AI is so impressive at this point. The AI is so impressive at this point. Like, we've been seeing AI develop just over the last 18 months, AI generated video. And just like AI images, there used to be what we commonly recognize instantly is there's something about kind of like the shininess of things that like there's a, what is it I'm thinking of? The reflection or the it's that thing, the ray tracing that you would do. It's like the skin. Like if you ever put a flashlight against your skin,
Yeah.
there's a level of translucence. Like your hand looks red because it's not actually as solid as we want to believe. We're made of water. And AI has not been able to compensate. There's always something off. I'm not seeing that in this latest generation of AI.
One of the things I've noticed as well, and what you're talking about, there's always something off. Well, prior to this, walking, the thing that it could not get is fingers.
Yeah, AI and still images video would have like 7 or 8 fingers because it just didn't.
Yeah, and the movement of them, and it couldn't do it because it's such a complicated thing. This flow, the kid playing the piano. I mean, the hand touching the chair.
Yep.
There was never a mistake where I had to remake it. Like, it had the hands, and I don't know how, but it did it.
That was a fully formed music video. I mean, and the thing you could do is take what AI generated and with slight edits of doing things like adding some flashes or transitions and stuff, you could make it look like this was manually edited by a human.
Yeah.
And add those last little flourishes.
Yeah. I mean, I cut it all on Premiere, scene by scene.
Okay.
Because you can make a whole scene. It'll do it, extend it, but it doesn't always work. So then you're stuck. But what it does is it has a little thing, a group button, and it'll ungroup everything.
So you get individual shots.
Yeah, they're 8 seconds each.
And then you can edit it yourself.
Yeah, so then you download it on the cheap version, which is what I have. You can only get 720p. It will up-res it, but it seemed like it took 12 years, so I just throw it in Adobe and then just grab the different scenes. There's a couple there that did flow they call it extensions, that I was able to use so that it at least flowed better than if I was to try to chop it up.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, some flashes, some other things. Started experimenting a little bit of dissolves in between, but I ran out of money. I'm out of credits for my low-end version.
But still, it was impressive. The song was very good, and you said that's the style of hip hop.
Yeah, so that's the Jake Blaze hip hop versions, and I've never done piano before. It's always been some made up. How they make a beat.
Yeah.
I wanted, because I felt like piano is a little more dramatic for something that's kind of like
you're tying in this kind of horror old feel.
Yeah.
Piano's natural because piano's been around for 200 years at least, if not 300, just depending on how old I remember harpsichord in the 1700s. I don't remember pianos that old, but at least in the 1800s there were pianos. So there's that stylistic. It really fit. So yeah, this is impressive, and I mean there's some thematic elements from the previous AI trailer thing.
There is, yeah, exactly. So
the mask. In the hood.
Yeah, that's right. That stayed. Now we added an extra character of the man there. But basically, I think the premise as it's in the music video is that woman she gets captured by the chair. She becomes that other person that's evil in this house.
A bit of a possession.
Yes, that's it. And, like you said, the chair is made of wood.
Yeah, that's the element I'm trying to bring to it is like, to me, I hearken back to David Lynch Twin Peaks, which isn't technically horror, but this idea of wood is natural. It was from a living thing, a tree, as opposed to like plastic chair, vinyl chair,
that
metal
doesn't
chair.
quite get hard to possess.
Yeah, it doesn't, you don't feel like spiritually that doesn't fit, but we're like wood.
Yeah.
No matter what's happened to it, wood was still once a living thing.
Yeah, we like that.
So there's something there that, to me, that's more fodder for a horror element. There's wood.
So what we're going to do here is we're going to put out one or two shorts of this on a nice little vertical with a little part of the song. And then the song has been sent out to be released. It usually takes... after it goes through all the checks and balances, maybe 4 days from now, it'll be up on Spotify. And then what we'll do is it'll make it to YouTube, artist channel for Jake Blaze, and then we'll put the full video out on the YouTube. And it'll also be up on our YouTube. And
I think
yeah, it's going to be good.
I think it's going to work out great. I think that this is such an interesting thing, and instead of being afraid of AI putting people out of business, I'd rather embrace it and try to use it.
Well, it's the only way we're going to get any publicity, like beyond making, because
everybody makes short films. This is a new thing.
Flow. I mean, I don't know how many people have gotten as far as I have. I'm sure thousands of them, but this is people are going to want to see this. They're going to want to see what Flow can do, and this is on the low end. This is low end Flow. Because to do the high end, what they call the VO3, it's 100 credits. Basically, they're tokens, is what they per 8 seconds. To do the 720p here, it's only 10.
We can up-res 720.
Yeah. I mean, I already made a 4K file of that.
Yep.
Let Adobe do all the work.
I will say, there's multiple ways to up-res.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
With, again, AI built-in tools at this point.
Yeah, that's
where they
right.
actually can recognize edges and clean up when they enlarge. Yeah, I've been seeing that evolve over time. Yeah. I used to use things like there was Instant HD and Instant 4K from like third-party plugins that did a really good job, but now you have this stuff built in that's up-resing and sharpening.
Well, you know what else I noticed? Since these are digitally made, the up-res works really well.
Yeah, because it's not relying... Yeah. The pixels were generated digitally as opposed to recorded.
Yeah, and it knows.
It's like the edges are a little cleaner than an actual shot footage because that's an interpretation of light bouncing off an object, hitting the lens, then hitting the sensor. Yeah. That's a lot of layers there, whereas this is fully generated. It doesn't have nearly the lossiness.
That's right.
When you up-res.
No,
that makes perfect sense.
It doesn't, and it still holds its color and everything pretty much. I can't. I mean, it's impressive. I'm sorry. It really is. It's just very exciting.
We're at a stage where our imagination is no longer limited by technology.
Not at all. Because, if we were to do this shoot, we need the props, we need the set.
The actors,
we need
the time,
money.
The lights.
We need money for that. I mean, that's a hell of a shoot to pull off.
And it's generated for 10 credits per 8 seconds.
That's right. So
we're in a whole new world.
Yeah, we're in a whole new world. And that's what we're talking about. Now, we're still going to do live action.
Yes.
There's no question about it, but I can't help myself.
When the tools are there to play with, why not?
Yeah. And, we're going to be mixing. It's no different than CG. We're going to be mixing that into our live action because our effects are going to get way better.
Yeah, because they're going to be built in like this.
Yeah. And everything we shoot is
so
a
that's
reference.
a question I've got is, can we upload footage and will it insert?
Yeah. So
I know that
there is in their platform, there's another system, and I forget the name of it, but you can upload your video to it. And then you can work from there. I need the pro version for that.
You used reference photos of people to generate some of this.
Yeah, well, everything there's no real person I generated. My description is woman, black hair, black tank top, maybe a few other little details. That's my generation to create, one of these women,
Okay,
or men. Yeah. So, but if we take our live action and enhance it through AI, that's we're going to do it because everybody wants their film to be better, and we always laugh at bad effects.
So I see a lot of potential, especially when we start doing this as a hybrid.
That's the word.
That's the
Hybrid.
biggest thing is when we make a hybrid between this fully AI generated video in combination with things we actually shot.
Yes.
Because the one thing I don't think AI can do is, I'm going to quote one of my heroes, George Lucas, like the neuroses and anxiety that makes an actor real is not something AI can mimic yet.
Yeah, and well, here's what you're saying, and I know it's coming. So this stuff's all based off because I like talking about NVIDIA. So it's called the Blackwell. That's the chip. The thing weighs a half a ton when it's not just it's a huge chip, but it's also in a rack. It's like a half ton. What they have coming out next is called the Blackwell Ultra. Now, what the Ultra gives you, which is going to ship towards the end of this year, it gives you reasoning. That's what's missing. So once the Ultra and all that gets in, the reasoning is also going to take effect into what you want. So your character development will also be able to reason in the sense of what you're trying to reason into the script. It can interpret it just like your conversations with ChatGPT, how it's, well, we're going to be able to incorporate that into a digital image. Yeah.
That's just going to change everything. Again, and this is evolving so fast.
Oh, it's super fast because it is now a competition across what they call sovereign AIs or sovereign countries, and China with their AI is called what again? I forgot one of their reasons is DeepSeek. That's
DeepSeek is theirs. That's cutting.
There's quite a few others out there. They can't. They're getting their hands on this. They're not supposed to, but they're getting their hands on these chips. But it's going beyond that. To other countries, they all want it. I mean, we talked about Spain. Remember?
Yep.
There's a full feature out right now, completely AI generated. Spain as a country seems to be embracing AI a little more than any other country right now.